As the holidays approach, the manager hangs up a notice that the pool will be shut for the weekend, reopening on Monday. A lady named Bree sits on the side seats and takes out a gadget from her bag to measure her blood sugar. She's diabetic and needs her medicine, or she risks falling into a deadly unconscious state. Bree jumps back into the water, swimming around, when she sees her sister Jonah coming her way. She gets out to meet her. When Bree asks how Jonah is, she replies she's been on medication for 4 months. But she appears sad. Trying to lift her mood, Bree proposes a fun race. As they prepare, the pool manager comes over to remind them the pool is closing for the holiday period and they should leave. Once out of the pool, Bree wants to share her engagement news with Jonah and show her the ring. But she can't find it in her bag. Jonah then notices something in the pool. It's the ring, stuck in a drain. Without thinking, Bree dives in to get it. When she struggles, Jonah jumps in to assist. But this decision puts them in danger. Unaware they are in the water, the pool manager makes a final check around and, thinking it's empty, starts the draining process. This pulls Jonah's hair, trapping her. As if this wasn't bad enough, a pool cover begins to close, sealing them inside. In a desperate attempt, Bree manages to free her sister. They try to get to the surface, but the cover is fully in place. The trapped sisters yell for assistance. But they quickly grasp that there's no one around. Their situation is dire. Jonah tries to punch her way out, but the sturdy cover material doesn't give in. That's when Bree has an idea. They should move to the shallower part and try lifting the cover from that side. Racing there, they both push on the cover, but it remains unyielding. Lifting the cover is impossible the way they're trying. Bree thinks they should search for a weak point to break free. While searching, they find a small tear in the cover. But it's too tiny for them. They need a tool. Jonah sees a hook used for lane dividers but can't unhook it. At the same time, Bree finds a plastic board on the pool's edge. She snaps it and tries enlarging the tear. It doesn't work. Tired, Bree remembers her soon-to-be husband. She's hopeful he'll alert the authorities when she's not found. Jonah gets upset, saying hoping isn't a plan. This leads to an argument. Jonah feels Bree has been self-centered, especially after her rehab. She admits being envious of Bree's seemingly perfect life and the engagement ring. Bree then connects the dots. Jonah threw the ring in the pool, starting this mess. Furious, Bree dives down and gets the ring. The pool's floor grate is a bit loose. She suggests using it to break the cover. Jonah fears her hair getting trapped again and declines. Just then, a phone rings nearby. When Bree hears her fiancé's call, she's overwhelmed. Despite trying to break free with the grate, it's too heavy. Time flies, and the sisters are desperate, especially when Bree's fiancé seems unaware of her absence. To make matters worse, lights go off. Jonah, seeing Bree's weakening state, learns of her diabetic condition. Without her insulin, Bree's life is in danger. In a moment of vulnerability, Bree shares about burns on her arm, revealing a traumatic past with her abusive dad that left her with damaged nerves. As they bond over the revelation, they hear a door. Someone's entered the building. Racing to see who it is, they realize the janitor is ending her work. The janitor then hears Bree's phone ringing near the bleachers. The janitor comes across the sister's abandoned bag and is about to inspect it when the frantic pounding from below gets her attention. Horrified, she sees the trapped sisters, who quickly explain their predicament. Spying a wallet, she pockets the cash and realizes this might be her chance for a bigger score. She spots a security camera and promptly disables it, ensuring her deeds go unseen. The janitor flicks the lights on and approaches the pool. Instead of aiding them, she curiously asks for their names. They question her intentions, but she sidesteps, showing she has their phone and wants the unlock code to supposedly call for assistance. Although wary, they give her the code. Unfortunately, instead of assisting, the janitor intrudes on their personal information, listening to voice messages from Bree's worried fiancé. She admits to having a challenging life after prison and demands Bree's bank PIN in exchange for their release. The janitor then darkens the room again and, for added pressure, turns off the pool heater. The chilling water starts to threaten the sisters. With their situation getting dire, especially for Bree who's in need of her insulin, they give in and provide the bank details. But the janitor isn't one to keep promises. She leaves them stranded, the pool getting colder by the minute. As night advances, the chilling effects grow more pronounced. Jonah recalls the pool's filter grate, contemplating its use to smash the fiberglass cover. But fear overcomes her when she dives to inspect it, thinking she might get stuck again. Surfacing, she finds Bree unconscious but manages to revive her. Taking a breather, Bree talks to her sister about past challenges. They bond over past traumas and assurances of a better future. With limited options, Jonah returns to work on enlarging the hole. But she's interrupted by the janitor, who isn't happy with the bank account balance and plans to keep them confined so they can't report her. Despite Jonah's pleas about her sister's deteriorating health, the janitor dismisses them, taking pleasure in their desperation. Knowing they must act, Jonah, armed with a jagged plastic piece, hatches a plan. She sharpens it and cries out, luring the janitor closer. When the janitor nears, intrigued by a whispered secret, Jonah makes her move, injuring her. The wounded janitor retreats, seeking relief from her injury. The wound is deep, and the bleeding doesn't stop. She heads to the control room, hitting buttons, and soon, the lights come on. But the sisters quickly sense chlorine filling the pool. They try using their clothing to block the water jets, but it's ineffective. Panic sets in, and Bree, overwhelmed, faints. Jonah is left trying to keep her sister's head above the water, hoping against hope. When Bree regains consciousness, they both plead with the janitor for mercy. The janitor, in a rare moment of empathy, shuts off the pool's chlorine system. But she's not done. She demands Bree's engagement ring in exchange for their freedom. Bree hesitates but then hands it over. But the janitor, changing her mind once again, refuses to let them go. This twist of cruelty leaves Bree in despair. The cover starts to move back, police sirens sound, and the door opens to reveal Bree's fiancé. He rescues her, but when asked about her sister, Jonah is nowhere to be found. Yet, it all turns out to be a dream. Bree is still in the pool. The janitor admires the engagement ring and sees an incoming call from the fiancé. The voicemail warns of police involvement if Bree remains unreachable. The janitor, sensing potential trouble, offers to release them in exchange for their silence. But the machinery fails. She tells the sisters she can't help, and they'll have to find a way out. They plead with her to call for help, but she refuses, fearing jail. With promises of keeping quiet, they still can't persuade her, and she departs, leaving them in despair. As the night falls, Jonah tries to keep moving in the cold water. She realizes Bree is still. Concerned, she calls out to her. Bree, feeling the cold's bite, doubts she'll survive much longer. Jonah, determined, decides it's time for action. She dives to fetch the grate from the pool's bottom but lacks the strength to remove it. Looking around, an idea strikes. Taking a cloth piece from Bree, she ties it to the grate, using it as a makeshift handle, giving her hope. Using every bit of strength, she manages to free the grate by pulling on the cloth. Swimming quickly, she wants to tell Bree of their escape route but discovers her sister motionless, floating. With escape so near, she gives Bree CPR. However, time's running out. Jonah, in desperation, uses the grate to create an exit by breaking the fiberglass. With an escape route ready, she pulls Bree out, urging her to hang on. But Bree's condition worsens, and she's slipping into a diabetic coma. Frantically, Jonah finds the insulin in Bree's bag, injecting her in hope. Bree's eyes flutter open momentarily, but they're faced with another threat, the janitor, now pointing a gun at them. In shock, Jonah questions her. The janitor admits she can't let them go, fearing prison again. As she advances, gun ready, a change comes over her. Seeing their fear, she feels a pang of compassion. She lowers the gun, returns the engagement ring to Jonah, who quickly dials for help, urging her injured sister to stay strong. As relief fills her, she tells the janitor to disappear forever, grateful for their lives. Later, surrounded by medical help, Bree comes to. She's met with gratitude and something more, the engagement ring. As the sisters embrace, Jonah adds with a smirk about an unsaid pool secret.